Pastor, you're breaking up.
Okay, you can start. You are okay.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Hello, everybody. So you're welcome to the IELTS preparation course. Today's course is going to be an introduction to the IELTS exam. You're going to find out why this exam is important and how best you can prepare for this exam. So first, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Angela, and I have a strong passion for language education. The purpose of this lecture is to provide you with a comprehensive understanding of the IELTS exam. We're going to go to what IELTS is about, why it's important, and how best you can prepare for this exam. First, what is IELTS? IELTS is the International English Language Testing System. It's a standard for English language testing to help people achieve their professional, personal, and academic ambitions. So IELTS is important because it's globally and internationally recognized. It helps you improve your English proficiency. It is a globally recognized test accepted by more than 11,000 organizations around the world. It is important for international students to obtain admission to different schools abroad faster. It also helps people secure jobs abroad. Again, it aids international students to secure scholarships abroad faster. Why is this exam important? Well, it's crucial to recognize that IELTS is important both academically and generally. And there are two versions of it that you will find out. This exam or the evaluation of it is also very fundamental in our increasing globalized world where English is most often used today for business or international communication. IELTS is a test, but it's not just like any other test. It's a key that unlocks a world of opportunities. So whether you're aspiring to go abroad to pursue higher education, or you just want to immigrate abroad, or you want to go for career advancement, your IELTS score could determine whether you achieve your goal or do not achieve this goal. Today's lecture would have three objectives. The first is to gain a clear understanding of what IELTS exam entails, to help you recognize the importance of IELTS in your personal and professional journey, and equipped you with valuable tips and strategies for effective IELTS preparation. Now, your active participation is encouraged. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. Of course, that will be at the end of the presentation, where we would have question and answer session to address your queries. Section 1, understanding the IELTS exam. Again, we said the IELTS stands for the International English Language Testing System. It's a globally recognized test that measures your English language proficiency. The two types of IELTS examination. The first is the academic version, and then you have the general version. The academic version is typically for those who want to go abroad to pursue higher education, while the general training version is more for those who want to travel for immigration for work purposes. There are 4 components of the test. The first is listening, second is reading, the third is writing, and the fourth is speaking. Now, each of these components is designed to assess your English proficiency in different contexts, scoring system. It is important to be familiar with what to expect in each. For the listening, this part comprises of the following factors. First is 30 minutes long. It is divided into 4 sections. It's comprised of various audio recordings, which you would have to be very familiar with. And it's usually a total of 40 questions. For the reading, this component has a total of 60 minutes, 3 long reading passages, and a total of 40 questions. Again, you'll need to read and understand a variety of texts here. For the writing, the total of 60 minutes comprises of 2 tasks. First is 150-word essay, and the second is 250-word essay. The speaking. The speaking component is a face-to-face interview, typically around 11 to 14 minutes. This is to assess your ability to communicate effectively in English. So, general tips for time management. First, please practice with a timer. Familiarize yourself with the allocated time for each section during your test preparation. This will help you pace yourself accordingly. General tips for time management. First, read the instructions carefully. Make sure you understand the instructions for each component. Skip and return if you find a question particularly challenging. It's okay to skip and return to it later. Do not let one difficult question consume too much of your time. Following these tips will help you save valuable time and prevent mistakes. More on tips for time management. Keep your eye on the clock. Be mindful of the time remaining for each section. Allocate your time wisely, ensuring you have enough time to review the answers. And please stay calm. Managing your time effectively also involves staying calm and focused. Remember that anxiety can lead to time mismanagement. So take deep breaths and maintain a steady pace. So let's talk about the IELTS band scores and interpretation. The IELTS test is graded on a 9-band scale from 1, non-user, to 9, expert. Each band score corresponds to a level of English language proficiency. So band 1 signifies that you have virtually no ability in English. Band 9 indicates that you have complete command over the language. So let's explore the differences between the score levels. A band 5.5 suggests that you can communicate in familiar situations, but with frequent errors. Whereas band 6.0 indicates that you can handle complex language well, even though there may still be occasional errors. Now, having a 7.5, however, demonstrates a high level of fluency and accuracy. While if you have a band 8.0 and above, you're considered very proficient with few errors and the ability to understand complex ideas. Now, the band scores are not just numbers. They have real-life implications. For instance, if you're seeking to study in an English-speaking country, many universities require a minimum band of 6.5 or 7.0 for admission. If you can score higher bands, of course, it increases your eligibility for scholarships. Importance of score. In professional contexts, certain jobs may require specific IELTS bands, especially in fields like healthcare, where language proficiency is vital for patient safety. Of course, if you're trying to describe something, but you use the wrong words, the doctor might get you wrong, and that could cost a life, right? Importance of your score. For immigration purposes, different countries have varying IELTS band score requirements. A high or higher band score can enhance your eligibility and even affect your immigration status. So in summary, the IELTS band score system serves as a measure of your English language proficiency with implications for academic, professional, and immigration opportunities. Understanding what each band level represents is essential for setting your goals and working towards your desired score. Preparation is key. With the right approach, you can maximize your chances of success on the exam. First tip, establish a study routine. Consistency here is key. You need to allocate specific time slots each day or week for focused preparation. Create a study plan that covers all sections of the IELTS test: the listening, the reading, writing, and speaking. This balanced approach will help you improve all aspects of your English language skill. Tip 2, utilize resources. Make the most of available resources to utilize IELTS preparation books, online courses, and official IELTS practice materials. And you can find a lot of them online. Some of them are even free. These resources offer valuable guidance, sample questions, and tips to help you prepare effectively. Tip 3, take mock tests. Practice with mock tests. Regularly taking full-length mock IELTS tests under timed conditions is crucial because it simulates the actual test experience. It allows you to assess your strengths and weaknesses. Analyze your mock test results to identify areas that you may need improvement. Focus your efforts on the sections or skills where you're falling short. Tip 4, set achievable goals. Setting achievable goals is fundamental to your success. So please define clear, measurable targets for each section of the IELTS exam. This helps you stay motivated and track your progress. And remember that progress is incremental. Do not be discouraged by initial challenges. Just keep working towards your goal and you will see improvement over time. Speaking and writing tips. Again, please stay calm and confident. Remember that your examiner is not there to trick you, but to assess your language skills. He's not there to make you fail. He's there to see how well you can communicate in English. So speak naturally and clearly. Practice is crucial. Try speaking English regularly, even in front of a mirror or with a language partner. These can help you become more comfortable with the language and the process of speaking. Sample speaking questions and response. So let's look at a sample question. Describe a memorable trip you've taken. So if you ask a question like this, you begin with a brief introduction. Describe the trip, then share your thoughts and feelings. Here is an example response. Let me share a memorable trip I had to Paris last summer. I had some assumptions about the city before I went. Firstly, I thought the Eiffel Tower was just a tourist attraction, but seeing it in person was amazing. It's a symbol of romance and architecture. Secondly, I assumed the French might be unfriendly, but they were really nice. Trying to speak a bit of French made a big difference. Lastly, I thought Parisian food was all escargot and frog legs, but I discovered delicious pastries like croissants and macarons. Writing tips. In the writing component, practice writing essays regularly. Set a timer to stimulate exam conditions and aim for the recommended word count for task 1, 150 words, and task 2, 250 words. Try not to go over or under. Try to aim for the recommended word count. And structure your essays with a clear introduction, main body paragraph, and a conclusion. This will help the reader follow your arguments and ideas. Sample writing questions and responses. Consider a task 2 question like, discuss the advantages and disadvantages of living in a big city. Here's a sample response. Living in a big city has its own set of advantages and disadvantages. Let's explore both sides of the coin. On the positive side, one of the significant advantages of residing in a big city is the vast array of opportunities it offers. Cities are hubs of commerce, culture, and education. You can find diverse job opportunities, top-tier universities, and a rich culture scene right at your doorstep. This can lead to better career prospects and personal growth. Also, right advantages. So for today's class, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you for staying tuned.
We have, thank you, Angela. We have someone as raised hand. Please take the questions.
Let me stop sharing.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay, sir. What's your question? Okay, so it's a participant one. Okay, I want to
Esther, you're breaking up. I can hardly hear you.
Okay, this is how you can ask your questions. Okay.
Okay, I have requested Zishan Baloch to please unmute yourself and ask a question. Ishan Baloch, please. Okay, if we have Zulfikar Ali, please unmute yourself and ask question.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity, and thanks for detailed presentation. Ma'am, I have two questions. That there are two types of IELTS exam. One is academic and other is general. So can we apply in both at a time, as we can search admission and also a job in abroad? And second question is, while what's difference between IELTS and TOEFL exam?
So I don't see why you should apply for both at the same time, right? And to be honest, even though there's an academic and a general one, more often than not, even the academic one you can get a job with, because it practically does the same thing, right? It assesses your proficiency in the language. So whether you're at school or you're working, if you're living in Canada, for example, you should be able to communicate fluently in English or French, right? And IELTS handles your English proficiency, right? So if you want to school and work, the academic one is good for you. I would recommend, right? And then the IELTS is it's British based. I'm not sure about the TOEFL, but I know IELTS is British based. And again, who are the custodian of the English language is the British, right? So IELTS is British based. That I can tell you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
Nabila is next, please. Unmute yourself and ask the question. Nabila.
Ma'am, I want.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is
Ma'am,
Nabila
I
there?
want to ask. Yes, sir.
Okay, please go ahead.
Ma'am, I want to ask a question that how can we improve our listening skills, and how can we improve our fluency in English, like American peoples or Canadians speak fluent in English and they have their accent. How can we improve that?
That's a very good question, Nabila. And I would say is speak English all the time. Have a friend who speaks English well. Listen when your friend speaks. Watch movies that you can hear people speak correct English, right? And then try to speak like them. Read books. If you see words that you're not familiar with, underline those words, to get a notebook and write those words that you're not familiar with, and then try to search out the meanings of those words and try to use them regularly. If you do that, you would improve your proficiency in the language.
Next is Zishan Baloch. Please unmute yourself.
I thank you, ma'am, for your precious time. I have a question that when we write something, then we focus on grammar. But when we speak, it is very necessary that we should focus on the grammar.
I don't think I got your question well. Should we focus on the grammar?
Yeah, because
For the
sometimes it
IELTS?
happens. Yes, my question is that sometimes it happens then that when we speak and when we are going to focus on our grammar, then convey our message, and we are only concentrating that what type of helping verb, what type of what form of verb we have to use, like that. These are the problems which created in our language. But it asks the written, but when we speak, it is necessary or not?
Not sure I understood your question, but I want to think, did you mean, should you, when you're speaking, should you focus on the grammar? Because when you're writing, that's a given, right? You have to focus on your grammar, right? So I would, if that's what you're asking, I would say, of course, you also need to focus on your grammar because, how will I put it? If you translate, if you're speaking and what language do you speak? You're from Pakistan, right? Mohammed,
Yeah, I'm from.
what language do you speak? What's your primary language?
We speak Urdu, Sindhi, and Seraiki.
So do you speak Urdu?
Yeah, Urdu.
Okay. So if you try to translate verbatim Urdu to English, it may not make sense because the structure of the English language is different from the structure of the Urdu language. So it's important to understand the grammar in English. Otherwise, you would not be able to put your words together to make sense. And again, like I told I think it was Nabila that I told, you need to speak English all the time. It doesn't matter if you're not correct. Even if you speak it wrongly, that's okay. Even if people laugh at you, that's okay. The more you speak it, the better command you have over the language, the better you will become. Practice perfect.
Yeah, Dr. Mubin is next. Thank you, Angela. Dr. Mubin is next.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Dr. Mubin.
Hi, ma'am. So, my question is that is Ielts is different than normally speaking?
मैडम पढ़ाया था लन पढ़ा बुबार
Dr. Mubin, you can ask the question, please.
My question is that is Ielts is different than the normal speaking which we are using in daily life?
Yes, it is different. It is a test. It's
So-
not like, so if I'm speaking with you right now, I could be fast. I could say, hi, Dr. Morin, did you know what time it was last night? I had hurried through the ramp and I drove, I got a ticket. But when you're writing the test, you can't speak like that. You need to be clear. You need to be audible. You need to be comprehensible. So you're going to go a bit slowly, not so slow, but slowly
Okay.
enough for the listener to get every word you're trying to convey.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Abid Sikandar is the next. Abid Sikandar, please unmute yourself because anytime we have a noise, we unmute all. So you have to unmute yourself. Abid Sikandar, please. Okay, sorry, we don't have much time, so we can take 3 more questions. So Yusuf Sumro, you can please unmute yourself, ask the question.
Thank you. Hi. First of all, I would like to thank all the organizers to arrange this, and I really appreciate that. And my question is, how can we practice speaking and writing? Because when we practice reading, we can see the key answers. We see that. But how can we practice speaking and writing?
That's a very good question. So to practice speaking, you need to identify someone who speaks English well, and speak with that person, and be open-minded, be humble. So if you make a few mistakes and the person points out your mistakes, don't take it to heart. Ask the person, so I said this wrong. What could I have said to make it better? And if the person corrects you, try to quickly use the corrected word in a sentence. So if you do that regularly, you will get better. You will definitely get better speaking English.
How about Angela listening to radio and the news? It's good also. It will enhance their listening practice so that they can speak well.
So it depends. It depends, and I'll tell you why. So it depends on the channel. If it's BBC, I would say yes. So some news stations, especially those targeted at Gen Zs, they use a lot of slang words. They use a lot of abbreviations. If you do that in the IELTS test, you're going to fail it. So you need to learn from those who speak the Queen's English, who speak correct English. No abbreviations, no slang words. Very important. So if you're going to listen to news or radio, you have to choose the ones that speak correct English, not the slang words or the abbreviations like most Gen Zs do.
Okay, thank you very much. We have two more participants who can take questions from. Abid Sikandar, please. You can unmute yourself.
Hello, are you hearing me, please?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for having such a wonderful webinar. Thank you for giving us precious time.
You're welcome.
I need one suggestion that there are two IELTS examination methods, which we are asked that which method you would go when we are applying for giving the examination, either manual or online. So what would you suggest us to, with which option we should go?
I would say it depends on your availability or convenience. It's 2023. Most applications now are done online. So if you could do it online, it's more convenient for you, right?
Izhar Ali. Izhar Ali is the next.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Are you listening to me? My question is, I'm asking from you that let's say you have taught us that essays and grammar is important, and I am asking that what should improvement in essay we have to do this to we can improve our correction, spelling, grammar in essay. Please suggest me something about essay.
So for essay, I don't know if Nasser is going to share this document with you. So again, if, for example, they say write an essay about the best day of your life, for example. So of course, you give us a synopsis of your life and tell us what happened that day and why that day has been the best day or is the best day of your life. So it's a process, but it should be done in such a way that you're telling a convincing story. So essays is not just bringing a bunch of words together, no. It's to convey a particular idea such that the person that is reading your essay or listening to your essay gets the importance of what you're trying to sell.
Rashid Saab, can you hear me? This is Nasir.
Okay.
Sain, thank you. Sain, Nasir Saab, we are here.
Yes, actually, Actually, I have to add some hints for the improving the writing skills. In response to the question of the last participant, please the others. There is a question. Uh, read diverse material exposed to you different writing and expand your vocabulary. So you have to improve your vocabulary will help you in writing. Write daily. Practice is essential. Set aside time each day to write. Even it's just for a few minutes. Write every day. Seek feedback. Share your work with others, such as your peers, or writing groups, or your colleagues, or your to get constructive criticism. If you share with your partners or colleagues, they will tell you what mistakes you have. In this way, you can improve your writing skill. Revise and edit. Whatever you have written, revise it. Don't be afraid to rewrite. Don't be afraid. Just practice and refine your work. Editing is a crucial part for the writing process. Expand your vocabulary. Listen, for writing, you need a
Sir,
vocabulary.
we can't
Every day
listen
you
you
have to.
properly. Sir, we can't
Sorry.
listen you properly.
Oh, sorry for that. Okay, guys, I will put this lecture on the YouTube and in the group. You can get benefit from that, and we will. I will take your question at group 2. Okay, over to you, Rashid Saab.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Angela, for your time and explaining and all this, the process of the IELTS, how to prepare for the exam, and the tips, and then answering the questions of our participants. And thank you very much, all of you. Thanks for attending this. And this was our first session today. There might be some technical difficulties, so we will be overcoming those, inshallah ta'ala. In the next session, we hope that will be run more smoothly, inshallah. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you. So this is all for today, and see you guys in the group. Your reviews, your questions, or anything else, please ask at the group, and we will respond you. Angela, me, Rashid Subro Saab, everybody will respond you. Thank you so much, because we have a limited time. So thank you, Angela. Thank you, Rashid, and thank you all participants.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just 1 second here, Angela. Are you there? Yes, Sufyan Dayo, you wanted to ask some question, but we already closed the session, so maybe can you come next? I'm sorry, there are 2 more questions, but we already closed the session, so the instructor is gone. So maybe thank you so much for thanks very much. We have closed the session. So any questions, please come next time, next week. We will be able to answer any questions you have. Thank you very much all. See you next time.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, can we leave the meeting now? Or